It is my highest point in my lifetime, making videos and eventually posting videos on YouTube. It is a sky high mental capacity in comparison with what I have been living, uh, precipitating my need to make the videos. Um, so I would like to call into account all of the people who are using microphones, cameras, and publication of their recordings, including all of the playbacks. Yeah, they're not callbacks, they're playbacks. Um, those people have that God is like God is making the sound He wants recorded. He's making the appearance that He wants recorded on camera, and that is really God doing that because He will use it for all the people, because you don't have leverage in a live that moves all the people with yourself. That's what's wrong with it. It's all very low and bad to do that, even though it's God being, I don't know, highly, um, like high mental capacity of each individual, and their coordination. Like if it was a movie or something, that's a lot of people who are all together in one recording, let's say by cameras for one movie. Um, so if people want to live that way, they want to be that way. In the public, I guess it's not the same thing. So who wants to be near the microphone, the camera, and who wants it published? Do you want to be famous? Do you feel like you're closer to God when you're like that? Well, I'm saying this is the higher point in my life. It's because I'm ascending, but it doesn't have any money. The reason I'm here is because I don't have money deceased. So that means the mass media, mass communications is really um, not free. You don't afford what you are on in the public, in the mass communications and telecommunications, because it's homeless. It's very homeless. It's really mostly just for myself, but I can't really say that because it's consumed, that the public was using the cabling for the television, was using the radio, which is in the airwaves, and then is using the internet, contracts and every access point of internet. So yes, we consume something that looks like a sky high mental capacity of individuals on the internet and mass communications, but they are really deficient, and that's God taking over, where He is going to control what is using the microphones, and that's really you being due elsewhere. So why is it when I'm watching something on the mass communications or hearing something, that is really somebody who's due elsewhere, and if they were holding a higher alive of their own body, I would be in a better place myself. It would all be better for me. Um, So here I am. I'm using the mass communications myself by internet, which is just small because it's so far just 1 year of my life. Um, and I'm getting a lot of comments that are just not pleased with it. Most of you don't like it. If I get a comment, it's mostly negative. You don't like that I'm on the mass communications and giving you the bad news that I am homeless is here on the internet. Well, what do you think you've been seeing on all the other parts of mass communications? Those people are homeless, and now I'm saying it's me and you don't like it. I realize that, but it is too late. You can't tell me that I'm wrong with myself, about myself, to myself. That's how that happened. You were telling me I was wrong to myself, by myself, with myself, and I don't have any money that way. If you tell me no because I'm wrong, because I'm not yourself, because I just don't know how to be myself around you, around strangers, around the public, including internationally, I just don't know how to be myself, period. It's true I don't have any money, and that's the thing that I am describing in all the videos I've been posting on YouTube, which is more than 1,000 at this point. And I don't have more bad news for you. It's all the bad news there is, and the comments are just like, I don't know if you don't like it when you read it with just yourself. Give me that cock like you're on a mission. If give me that cock in multiple positions. That's the song. I can't sing it, but it is God in the singing, except for that you are illegally alive in the threatening. And it's not due to be an illegal alive human being shot with light colored hair singing that song. SUS Records. That's the publication of that. She doesn't have a name. So I can just say that's how I would find it again myself, looking for SUS Records. So, who asked me if I'm the female who would have to answer to a hoopiness who's saying, I want sex, it's just what I need? And I answer the question with, give me that cock like you're on a mission. Give me that cock in multiple positions. Well, I am feminine genitals on the Godhead, but I don't disclose my leverage in the middle of the threatening of yourself needing to withdraw your objections to myself with what you said, which yourself is illegal. That means Howard Chait saying, I want sex, it's just what I need. That's illegal for me to hear that. You just can't say that with yourself because you've decided that you're going to be that way because God is making you say that. Okay, let's say you're up at a microphone. You say, give me that cock like you're on a mission. Give me that cock in multiple positions. And then when you're done with the microphone, you just died. Because this female singing that song, SUS Records, she doesn't have a name, so I assume she's not alive anywhere. Right? Right? So I need to be in front of Howard Chait for his question all over again for him to say, I want sex, it's just what I need. And then I need to walk away from him like he's a microphone and then I just say, give me that cock. like you're on a mission. Give me that cock in multiple positions. And then I needed death after that because I don't have a name. But I want to die to myself. I want to die to myself because I don't have a name and I don't have any other purpose in life. So, who of you have the nerve to speak to me about your low life problems in Alive? But I alive, are you just filing complaint with me that you don't like my order? Or are you filing a complaint with me that you think it's not my order anymore after what you did to yourself? That's a very interesting way to admit that you don't like yourself. You want me to decease my order? What does it mean, decease? What does it mean if I put the order out of the order? You want me to put the order out of the order? Oh, what about the whole order? But I'm not really, I'm not what I seem. I'm not really what this appears to be. I am God deceased right here. It's not really that I just look like I've been very hurt in my life. So my parents figures, they were in my house in the year 1999. I called my house and I asked my mom figure if I could live in my house after university graduation, and she did say yes. So she let me in, and how did I get there? Because I had to take the bus, right? She didn't pick me up in Madison, did she? Oh, I don't remember that part. It's like died in my head about um, university because I lost so many keys. It was hysterical. I'm the godhead of the University of Wisconsin. It's like I'm the master of the universe. So what? Because there's the University of Wisconsin. I went through 4 universities in 4 years to graduate on time. I went to Universidad del Salvador. I went to Universidad de Buenos Aires. And I went to University of Wisconsin Milwaukee. But the school I was supposed to be in continuously for 4 years is University of Wisconsin Madison. That was the main school. Yeah. The other schools were like I couldn't stay in Madison. I didn't have housing. And back to my parents. When I was in the house in 1999, 2000 year, my parents were not really around the way they used to be when I was in high school. And I didn't have anyone to tell that to. It wasn't a problem until I was wondering how to get more food. I was willing to have dinner with my parents every night, but they didn't show up for dinner and like make dinner. And it's true that I'm off the meat that they've been eating, but if it's served, I will maybe eat it. I don't know. I always eat mom's food. If Joellen called me a vegetarian and wanted me to tell my mom, I'm not going to eat her food anymore. Since Joellen announced herself as a vegetarian, when was that? I think she was like 15 years old, and I thought she was too young to say something like that. She'd never heard from someone else. She just said that I want to be a vegetarian. Yeah, am I supposed to say that to my mom? Mom, Joellen said she's a vegetarian. But do I have to be a vegetarian? Because I still want to have dinner. I didn't say it like that, but I am old now. I am deceased and making videos and posting them on YouTube, and I'm saying what I think is funny between my God and myself, the God above myself and myself. I'm speaking to the creation of myself, and I can say it this way. I don't actually have the mental capacity to say that elsewheres while I was in high school or when I did stop eating meat myself was maybe when I was, well, I did always have some meat until I was cooking for myself and I wouldn't cook the meat. So I think Joellen and my mom figure are supposed to be um, fighting with each other over that mom is going to stop cooking for me. It's not Joellen supposed to say she's a vegetarian and I should take a hint that I should be a vegetarian and tell my mom I'm not going to eat dinner anymore. Yeah, and I don't have a home that way. Wow. Maybe we should have solved that before she tricked me out of my housing by that I didn't have like any way to pay the landlord that she signed the first rent check and wanted me to take over the payments. And then I wasn't living in the house right down the street in Tucson, Arizona. There was a house I could walk to from the apartment. Yeah, I could walk to the house from the apartment, and I wasn't allowed to live in there. I stayed in one of the bedrooms once. That's not my room. I don't get it. How do you buy a house in this world? What if I want to buy a house? Mitch asked me in the year 2006, do you want to buy a house? He said, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to buy a house? That's how I was hit. Mitch said to me, do you want to buy a house? And then I have to repeat what I heard Mitch say to me this way. Do you want to buy a house? Because I can't buy a house. I am myself deceased. I alive all of the formed world. I can't buy a house. By moving the creation around myself, I can't move it around that you don't know what belongs to who. Give me that cock like you're on a mission. Give me that cock in multiple positions. That's what I mean. Do you want to buy a house? SUS Records. The song that I am emphasizing more than that right now is Misdemeanor. She's from Dirty Needles Records. And that is the more leverage on that song right now because she's singing about the cocks being dung genitals, two of them cocked in front of herself at the same time. So that's illegal action on the threatening, and it is alive. The song is alive right here in the world of the penis genital. Only male is only penis genital and alive. So the leverage there snapped, and that's why I have a sky high mental capacity to be around the who penises. You don't hold alive without me disclosing the dung genital right now. That means all of it. You are the ones with the penis, and none of you disclose that you're alive after you had a dung genital. Somebody asked me that question elsewhere. Her name is Sheila, Sheilah. She asked me about a reincarnation, and I didn't have anything um, to say about that at that time, but I could say it now. It looks like we have a reincarnation problem. If I speak up in her favor, I could say it either way. I could say that that's not an acceptable question to ask to myself because this is my first lifetime in feminine genitals. I'm the Godhead here, that I've lived to be this old. So I can't say that I have an illegal alive elsewhere that's causing me to be here, except for that it was the dung genital elsewheres or the penis genital. I can't really say that way specifically. I can't answer a question because I'm over the question, not under it. That's maybe she could say that to someone who's under the question and she didn't know not to say that to me. But if I speak up in her favor, I will say it this way. The males are using the names such as first name of the male with the penis genital is the same as if the male had a dung genital would be using the same first name, and I think Sheila does not afford that. I don't think it's paid for because um, the males with the penis mixing with the females, they don't really mix well. And the males using the names of as if they have a dung genital and a penis genital. I think Sheila doesn't afford that, and that's her question. She doesn't know what's wrong with it. That she did say it that way. So first name. If you have a dung genital, what are some of the first names? What about Michael? Is that a first name? That could be a penis genital. Well, I only have those three in view right now. Penis genital for a male, a dong genital for a male, which I think is too low, and the penis genital, that's just the penis genital needing to be in a prison because you are deceased in the threatening, you already have a penis.